Kaepernick stint. But if it's your profession, not your wife's profession, if this is your profession and you want to be known as one of the best, you need to win a championship. He could have made that ultimate sacrifice, went to Chicago, still got paid over $100 million, and a bit in contention. But no, you wanted your wife got greedy because she loves New York. I don't care. Go back and visit.
Chicago.
You ain't that far. Go stay in New York. She can live wherever the hell she wants to. You're rich. It don't matter.
Chicago's
You're
not a
rich.
bad market either.
No.
I don't know.
No,
I still consider Chicago's a bigger market.
She likes New York because she was going to get acting jobs. How many movies has she been in?
I haven't seen her in...
Yeah. Exactly. So you should have let the man do what he wanted to do.
Support him. Yeah. As far as his career, if you wanted to go to Chicago, go.
Just look at Gabrielle Union. Stay here, baby. It's warm. You're happy here, and they're gonna pay you. Just stay. Look at Chris Bosh's wife. They gonna give you what? Yeah, we staying here. Now, you let that woman. You let the woman ride you, and now you got to ride it out.
Oh, all right.
What's he gonna do next? Ask for a trade?
Oh gosh. All right,
I see it coming.
Let's talk about one worse team to another.
Lakers.
Magic Johnson was in the news recently and said that the Lakers should lose every game. Lakers are 5-16 this year, and last year they finished their record 27-55, the worst in Lakers history.
He hopes.
Magic quoting saying that if you're going to lose because you can't be in the middle of the pack, you have to be great or you have to be bad and get a good pick. You think Kobe would co-sign on tanking?
He already has. You don't have to co-sign on it. Everyone around him is the co-signers. Everyone around him is co-signed.
Can we insert some Nick Young jokes here?
It is the worst. That team is bad. The surrounding is bad.
Can we make a
Swaggy Nicky, whatever he wants to be called now?
Is there a Nick Young joke available?
He's horrible as well.
There's plenty available.
He is horrible as well.
All they need was my swagginess.
The kicker from the Jaguars thought that Swaggy P was a rapper. He thought he was a rapper, not a basketball player. You're just bad.
Kobe will not co-sign on tanking. Kobe, yeah, they're bad.
But he don't have to co-sign because they're going to be bad anyway because they have nothing around him. But you know why they have nothing around him? Because of him. He's already co-signed on it. No one wants to play with you. You're like a spoiled rich person's kid is what you are. You don't want nobody to play with your things. These are your things that you built or you had paid for and you given to you, but you want no one else to play with your thing. So the LA Lakers now are your thing.
Yeah.
Basically. They're your toy that you got from your mom and dad, your really expensive toy that you want to show everyone, but you don't want nobody else playing with it. That's exactly what it is.
The Lakers, they can definitely. Kobe got an interesting decision to make. See if he want to still. Because there's been rumblings that he might come back and sign a deal, but he want to see how the Lakers approach this first, as far as how
but they can't approach it because of him. No one wants to play with him. When you have a guy that is such a vacuum, when you have a guy that is such that way that it's his way, when you have that dominant male that doesn't know when to take a back seat, you can't do anything because he sucks the life out of whoever comes. That's why no one wanted to come play with him. And Jenny Butt's going, if you don't want to play with Kobe, you're retarded. Well, there's a bunch of retarded people out there that are doing just fine.
So they have $25 million coming up in cap room next year, and possibly they seem like a lottery team. I mean, Okafor's out there. That's been probably people's consensus number one pick. The guy that played for Duke. To play for Duke. That's supposed to be the next big thing. As far as that, they already been projecting this draft class to not be as strong as it was. The last few years.
It's not. No.
So I mean, I don't know. I mean, you should just go ahead and play. I don't think you should worry about trying to lose games because
Well, they're not going to have to try to lose them. They're doing a good job losing them without even trying. They don't have to try to lose. They're just going to.
Is it better I'm trying to make an excuse for the Lakers and I don't like
Stop
the Lakers?
making an excuse for them. They suck. There's no excuse. The excuse is Kobe Bryant doesn't want anyone around him because this is his plaything. If he had an inch of sense in his damn body,
okay, all
these people that were recruited would have came to the Lakers, but no one wanted to come to the Lakers because of him. He's the reason no one wants to come. He's the reason people leave. Paul Gasol was like, I'm out this bit. Andrew Bynum's like, maybe if I hurt something, they'll get rid of me, and I'll get to go somewhere else.
Dwight Howard, you want to add on him?
Dwight Howard's just a bitch. So he was like, I'm just getting out of here because we didn't know.
The last question on this, and we'll move on to our rapid fire. Should Kobe even try to stay patient for the next few years? Should he just say, you know what, I'm going to just play out my contract, just leave?
No. He needs to retire after this year and leave. Go. You did what you wanted to do. You passed Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
You're going to pass Michael Jordan. That's what you've been wanting to do. Then go. Just go before you embarrass yourself even more. Because right now you are embarrassing yourself.
That one of the greatest Lakers players saying, I hope they lose.
Kobe is embarrassing himself right now.
Hope they lose all games.
Me too.
This is Magic Johnson saying, listen, I'm wanting to tell you I don't really.
Funny part is nobody's a Lakers fan anymore. That's the funny part.
That's the funny part. Yeah, I don't hear Laker fan anymore.
Yeah, we're not even Laker fans anymore. Now, who do you like?
Back in 2008, 2009, I heard a lot of Laker fans.
We're
talking
Cavs
to me.
fans now.
Oh yeah, I know a few buddies that I reach out to. Hey, your Lakers? You been watching the Lakers? Oh, you were sure bragging up back just 5-6 years ago. But
Kobe.
That's just me. I'm Kermit. Just drink my green tea over here.
Kobe.
All right. Let's go to rapid
Kobe!
Break.
Kobe! Dang! Kobe, he made one!
Just like the Blake Griffin 3-point shot at Rattle Lane last night.
Ka-dong!
Poor Phoenix Suns. All right.
Ka-dong!
Basically. All right, so me and Kevin's going to do this very show here, so I can't wait to get more expertise on this as far as with John joining us and any other guests join us as well. But we're going to go ahead and do me and Kevin will start off by picking 2 offensive linemen and defensive linemen to start a franchise with, give a little detail in it and why. So, you want to go first? I actually got my little cliff notes here.
You have cliff notes.
I do.
You have cliff notes.
I do.
These two very good picks too.
Yeah, they are very good picks.
Two very
Appreciate it.
very good picks. Not as good as mine, mind you, but these are 2 very good picks.
Okay.
But we were just going off. Say you have the first pick in the draft. You're starting off a new franchise. You're able to pick an offensive lineman or a defensive lineman and defensive lineman that you're wanting to start. But just say you have the number 1 pick. You're an expansion franchise. Which offensive lineman would you want to take, and which defensive lineman would you want to take? Is basically what we're saying. So it can be, and it just not from this era. It can be from times down the road. So we'll go ahead and we'll start. We'll do an offensive lineman apiece. We'll go back and forth.
Okay.
So we'll start with you. I'll let you go ahead and go first. You can pick your first offensive lineman.
All right.
And why?
I'm gonna go Orlando Pace. Guys, like I said, you always heard of his name when he was playing, regardless of him being an offensive line.
Dominant.
He was a leading man behind the greatest show on turf.
Oh, yeah.
Was a first-round draft pick in 1997.
Great left tackle.
7 Pro Bowls, all-decade team. This guy here was just a beast, man. And, just watching him, what he has done to initiate that. Because on that team, you had Warner, you had Torrey Holt. You had
Marshall
Falk.
Falk, Torrey Holt,
You had
Isaac Bruce.
Isaac Bruce was the other
Yep.
wideout. So that was just a fantastic offense that was operating with that, and you need someone to start that up.
Well,
front.
he protected his blind side.
Yes,
And that's where usually you go with offensive tackles when you're starting an offensive line. That's where you go is the tackle position, because either way they're going to be protecting your quarterback's blind side.
Yeah,
and though that Orlando Pace is definitely one of the greatest offensive tackles of just this time has been one of the best ones.
solid, yes.
Yeah, very much so.
Who you got?
My first one, and I'm going to be objective, but you can really be objective when a guy over 7 years was the most dominant guy in his position. He was right up there when you talked about dominant left tackles. He was right up there with Orlando Pace with Pace. And I'm going to go with Tony Baselli from the Jaguars. What got me with him is we seen him in his second year, which was almost like his rookie year because he only played 6 games in his rookie season. He took on Bruce Smith in Buffalo. Bruce Smith had 1 tackle. And that was it against this guy. He had 1 tackle. He went up against some of the greatest defensive ends and shut them down completely. People hated going up against Tony Baselli. And he was a monster. There's a reason he's in our Hall of Fame here and everything, because if he would have got to play later on, he had a bad hip injury, bad shoulder injury that cut his career short. But he was one of the most. He was right there with Orlando Pace being the most dominant offensive tackle in this generation.
Awesome.
Crazy good. Crazy good. And I got the pleasure of getting to watch him just pancake people.
Huh?
They would come and he'd just fall down. It was amazing. His footwork was stellar, and he was a big dude.
All right. My second guy is going to be Jonathan Ogden, Ogden. He played for the Ravens. 4th pick, whatever. Got drafted by him. This guy was 6'9".
Big dude.
Big guy.
Another left tackle too.
Towered and overused. So, you're looking at him, 340 pounds. Guy made 11 straight Pro Bowls. Helped a lot. He was one of those guys that when Jamal Lewis ran for 2,000,
he was there.
Some 66 yards in 2003. A lot for him. So this guy, I wouldn't mind having him set up my offensive line and be there and block for him. So yeah, so this is one of these 2 guys that if they was available in the draft, and I did my homework and everything on them and see how they did in college. These are the 2 guys. One of the 2 guys I would like to start.
Oh, yeah.
And fans are recently, people are not really big on drafting offensive linemen that early, but now as of recent, now they know how important they are.
Well, with the tackles we do, because 2 years ago we saw tackles go 1 and 2 in the draft with Fisher and Jokel.
Yeah.
And so they still know, you still know the that you do build from the inside out. And you want to build that line first to make sure that you have great continuity. But yeah, those are definitely two very, very, very good offensive tackles.
Yep.
You guys got, and another guys that didn't make my list. You got Willie Roaf, who was just a phenomenal guard. Bruce Matthews from the Tennessee Titans, who seemed to play. He played when they were in Houston and Tennessee. So this guy been around forever, and a phenomenal guy. Alan Faneca, who's been around in Pittsburgh forever. But my guy, if I were to go, Anthony Munoz. And there was a connection between the 2 guys that I got on the top of the list. Both of them went to USC. But Anthony Munoz was you don't remember him because he was in the later stages of career when you were when you probably started watching football. But Anthony Munoz was a dominant offensive tackle. People couldn't get around him to get to his quarterback, and he was a great guy, and he would be the cornerstone and a good guy to start your line off with a first round pick in the draft.